that ultimately really hurt this team for a month?
You know, that's a great question. I think that in the case of Batista, it was an emotional night, an emotional play. Again, hindsight being 2020, maybe it's reasonable to be frustrated with what happened. Certainly at the time, the circumstances of the game dictated it was, as you say, perhaps a little selfish because there was not really a reason from a baseball standpoint to make that play.
Yeah, there was nothing to be gained by him,
right?
Other than him just being pissed off and getting something out of him.
Exactly. The game was already decided at that point in time. So from that standpoint, was it a selfish play by the book? Maybe, but I think it was the case of one thing we talk about in baseball a lot, guys, is we wonder, you know, where's the emotion, where's the passion in the game? Well, Jose Bautista has it. So it's hard to turn that off, and I think he was being true to himself from the standpoint of the way that he played the game with the emotion that he has. So on that level, it's hard for me to tell Jose Bautista to not be Jose Bautista, but obviously that one play in a game where the outcome was already decided certainly has had a negative impact on the team for a very long time now.
In your estimation, after watching the AL East and knowing what's going on here, how important is it going forward? Because the Jays can score runs. I believe they're still first in the American League in runs scored. They've got some big bats. Donaldson's just been otherworldly. Jose Bautista and Encarnacion, they're proven commodities that are going to stretch it out, and they're going to produce, and it's just a matter of time before everybody's healthy. What do they need to do after everybody's healthy to kind of put them over the top and get them into a position where they're not just contending, but they're going to take that next step in this division?
You know, Dean, it's a really good point you make there, because they're in a situation where they've got to get, I think, more consistency in their starting rotation. Now, does it come from within? There's enough information right now when you look at the way the team is pitched to say the current rotation, as presently constituted, is not a championship rotation. I don't believe the Jays can win the American League East right now. With the rotation they have, I just don't. It has not been good enough. So I think they're going to have to add at the deadline, but to add at the deadline, it's sort of a catch-22 here, because to add at the deadline, I think they're going to have to be a lot closer to first place than they are right now. They're going to have to be within, I think, a pretty tight margin for this to be decided upon by ownership and management, that, listen, this is something that's worth doing. Let's add the payroll. Let's go out there. Let's get a starting pitcher, because they just have to find a way to get more consistency in the rotation. The good news is, guys, that from a Jays standpoint,